So, the movie begins with Icha, who tells her story, and she says that she dreams the same thing every night, in which she sees a very handsome man in a splendid house who comes close to her every day. Even tonight, when Icha was dreaming this, we saw that in real life too she had a demon, and it was clear from this that Icha is under the demon's spell. Well, when Icha wakes up at night, she was feeling very happy when her husband comes home, but she was also getting angry that her husband has started coming home very late every day. Icha tells her husband to keep everything in the right place. And he does, but we see that a demonic hand throws all those things here, and their which made Icha angry. In such a situation, there is an argument between Icha and her husband gets angry and leaves from here without taking meal. The next day Icha goes to work and tells her friend about her trouble, that she feels that her husband is changed. He does not pay attention to her like before. Then her friend explains to her that she also does not treat him like before. She does not speak sweetly with him like before and is not ready for him. She tells Icha that if you want your husband to pay attention to you, then get ready properly for him tonight. Here Icha's husband Ariel was also worried about the same thing, that Icha is not happy with him. He tells this to his senior too. Then the senior also advises him that you should go and talk to Icha nicely. Now tonight, as soon as Ariel comes home, Icha was ready very well. She also talks to him kindly. And today they have a very good day, as Icha wanted Ariel to love her. Ariel also loves her, but during this time we also see that demon with both of them. Well, Icha now falls asleep, and in her dream, she sees the same handsome man again. And tonight, that handsome man was angry. He tells Icha that you cannot go out of my control. Icha opens her eyes in fear on hearing this. In the dream, that man had also placed a flower on her belly. Icha woke up in fear and saw that the flower was lying on her bed, and now her husband, Ariel, was not there. When Icha went downstairs, Ariel had prepared breakfast for her. Both of them decide to start a new life by apologizing to each other for their past mistakes. When Icha came to work today, she saw the same flower in the storeroom which was on her bed. When she tried to pick it up, someone else's hand picked up that flower first. She looked back in fear and saw that the handsome man from her dream was now in front of her, who was moving quickly toward her. Icha did not know why she was feeling scared of him, and as soon as Icha saw his reflection in the mirror, she got even more scared, because he was looking like a devil in the reflection that makes her vomit. And when she goes to the washroom, her friend also comes in, looking for her. Icha left from there without talking to her, and her friend got very upset after seeing her vomit because there was blood and a lot of worms. In the evening, Icha meets her sister, and through their conversation we come to know that Icha loves children. But despite being healthy, she did not have any child till now. And the doctors were also prescribing them some medicines. She now asks Ariel to bring her medicines, and as he receives Icha's message, he notices Icha in his empty building. He is surprised and calls her. Then Icha starts running. He also runs after her and sees that Icha's appearance suddenly turned mysterious. Her belly swelled, she became pregnant, and while screaming, her child was also born, which was absolutely devilish. That child now starts moving towards Ariel, and Icha keeps smiling at Ariel in a creepy way. To save himself from that child, Ariel runs and collides with his senior. He was telling the senior everything about how Icha was behind him, but now when he looked back, there was no one behind him. Ariel takes a leave and comes home where he sees that Icha was normal. And she was talking to him normally, but Ariel was behaving strangely with her, and she also felt this. He tells Icha to call the healthcare nurse tomorrow morning, and saying this he goes to sleep. Even while sleeping, he was seeing all the visions that he saw at night, through which he was feeling fear again and again. In the morning, that lady whom Ariel had called comes and starts massaging Icha, and while doing so, she tells Ariel that Icha was 3 months pregnant. Hearing this, Icha became very happy, but Ariel becomes very sad. She couldn't be 3 months pregnant because Ariel and Icha hadn't been close in 6 months. Ariel discusses all these things with his senior. Then his senior also advises him to talk to Icha himself about all these things. Here Icha was very happy, as if she had found a treasure. She joyfully tells all her colleagues about her pregnancy, but we see that Icha's friend was not happy today. She was worried for Icha because the previous day she had seen worms and blood in Icha's vomit, which was not a good sign. But Icha was overjoyed, so she ignored all the things of her friend. Here in the parking, Ariel heard a child crying from inside a car. When he went and checked the car with a light, he saw a devilish child in the car. Seeing this, he runs away from here in fear, and as soon as he runs away, we see behind. Demon was holding that child in his hands. After going home, Ariel checks Icha's phone, because he was suspecting Icha, and he also finds a boy's chat in her phone. When he asks Icha about this, she tells him that this boy was her childhood friend, who was just talking to her after a fight with his wife. There was nothing like that between him and Icha. She was now understanding why Ariel was doubting her, so she angrily tells Ariel that tomorrow we will go to the laboratory and get the test done, and I will prove that this child is yours. Agreeing with Icha, they reach the hospital in the morning, where when the doctor checks Icha, it is found that Icha was not pregnant at all. So, what was all this that was happening? The doctor tells that when a girl wants to become a mother and obsesses with this, then such changes often start appearing in her body that she starts thinking that she is pregnant. The healthcare nurse also told her that she is pregnant just by looking at her body shape, although there was nothing like that. Hearing all this, Icha becomes even more upset, and Ariel gets very sad that he doubted Icha unnecessarily. Icha was upset. She goes and shares the whole thing to her friend. Her friend tells her that whatever is happening with you is not right. That is why she takes Icha to her teacher Ziny. As Ziny sees Icha, he notices the same demon behind Icha, and he understands that there is a big trouble with Icha. Now he calls Icha and her friend inside and starts telling them about such giants, whose job is to spoil the married life of people. Here he asks Icha whether you have any dreams or delusions. When Icha tells him about her dreams, he tells her that you are possessed by such giant, who spoils people's home. Now Icha also tells Ziny about her pregnancy. Ziny says that you are not pregnant, Icha, and on hearing this, she gets even more angry. Icha's condition was very bad, so her friend stays with her for a long time till she falls asleep. After that, she leaves to go home. She sees a kitten on the road, which she picks up and places at the top so that no one would crush it. But suddenly she feels strange. When she looks back, there was the same giant there, from whom she had taken Icha to Ziny to save her. That is why that giant was burnt with rage, and he kills Icha's friend while attacking. Icha can see all this in her dreams and gets up in fear. She was also hearing noise from outside. When she went out in fear, her friend was lying dead just like she had seen in her dream. Her friend's death had left Icha shattered. Icha also started feeling guilty that her friend's death was because of her. When Ariel comes home, he finds Icha crying badly. As Icha tells the whole thing to Ariel, Ariel feels the sadness too. Now while crying, Icha's belly swells up so much as if she has become pregnant. Seeing this, both of them get worried. Anyway, the next morning Icha tells Ariel about those dreams, which she used to have every day, and about which Ziny had said that these are dreams shown by the giants. Now Ariel feels that it is better to take Icha to Ziny. Ziny was realizing how much trouble Icha and Ariel are in. That's why he agrees to help them. And here Icha's exorcism starts. That is, the process of getting rid of the demon is started. But this demon was very powerful. He enters Icha's body during the exorcism, and he tells them in a terrifying voice that they cannot separate this demon from Icha, because in another world, Icha had married this demon, after which that demon leaves Icha's body, and at this time Icha feels intense pain. Ziny tells Ariel that this demon ruins the lives of couples in such a way, and it is very important to get rid of it. To get rid of him, he tells them some verses which they had to recite every day. They keep reciting those verses for 14 days, and in reality, their life becomes much more normal than before. And by reciting these verses, she also stopped getting those dreams. But one day Ariel tells Icha that he'll have to go out of city for some work. Although he did not want to leave Icha in such a condition, but by going to another city he was going to get a lot of money, which would solve all their financial problems. Icha tells Ariel that you should go. I will take care of myself. After her husband leaves, Icha recites the same verses and falls asleep. But we see a strange look in her house tonight. That giant had come back, and he was going to take advantage of Ariel going away from Icha. When Icha left to work in the morning, the eyes of all her colleagues changed. They started moving towards Icha in a scary manner and started saying in mysterious voices that,
Icha,
you cannot leave me. Icha gets very scared of all these things, and she calls her sister home at night. Icha now had talked about all these occurrences to Ariel on call, that all this had happened to her. Now Ariel calls Icha's sister, and she tells her that whatever happens, you should not let Icha sleep, because this happened before as well, that when her friend had taken her to Ziny. After Icha fell asleep, the giant had killed Icha's friend. And now if Icha fell asleep, the giant can definitely attack both of them. She keeps Icha engaged in talking, but while talking Icha falls into such a deep sleep that she cannot resist. Her sister tries to wake her up by shaking her very hard. When Icha does not wake up, Giant suddenly attacks her sister. He first touches her shoulder and then lifts her and throws her down from the bed. Icha's sister comes out of the room in fear. Then some invisible entity lifts her and smashes her on the wall. And Icha's sister falls unconscious right there. When Icha wakes up briefly after a while, her belly had swelled again, and she was feeling much pain. Seeing this, she got furious and started staggering down from there. She did not even see her sister slumped near the stairs, who was unconscious at this time. Icha takes a hanger and tries to take out that baby from inside her but fails. By the time Ariel reaches there, Icha was in a terrible condition. Ariel restores Icha's sister's consciousness, and then he immediately takes Icha with him to Ziny's house, where Ziny gathers many other people. And here the exorcism of Icha is started. Here many people were reading supplications, and here inside Icha's dream we were seeing another world, the world of giants. In that giant's world also, she was hearing the prayers recited by all these people, and she wanted to leave this world with the help of these prayers. But here that giant comes and says to her that you cannot leave my world. Icha gets scared of him and starts running here and there, and by her running that giant gets angry. And he suddenly comes to Icha and grabs her from behind. As he grabs her in the giant's world, here in the real world Icha gets completely possessed. And she gets up from the bed, and her bed also rises into the air. Her eyes had also become devilish, and she was laughing with a roar, just like giants. These people had now started reciting their prayers even louder, due to which that giant was also getting a lot of pain. That giant comes also tries to scare Ziny, but Ziny is not scared. Now that giant also starts feeling pain, and he loosens his control over Icha. As Icha and her bed come on the ground, Ariel starts reciting the same verse in her ears. And in this way Icha sees in her dream that Ariel is telling her that I need you. Come back to my world. And here in the world of giants, Icha puts in all her effort to free her life from that giant. In the world of giants, she could still hear the prayers recited by all these people, which when she herself starts reciting in the world of giant, then the world of that giant starts getting destroyed, and here in the real world we see that Icha is no longer possessed, and finally this spell of Ziny works, and Icha is freed from that giant. She was now completely released from that giant's grip. Ariel and her sister were very happy to see this. At the end of the story, we are shown the time after 6 years, where Icha now had 2 children, and their life was now normal. We see that when Icha's children were playing outside, Icha's sister goes to pick them up from outside. And we see the same devil outside the house who was in human form at this time. And he was looking so mysterious to Icha's sister. It is being told that the giant is not able to completely possess Icha now, but he did not go too far from her. At the end of the movie, we are also shown that real girl on whom this movie was made. It means this movie is a true story. And the movie ends here by showing the interview of that girl.